Hey guys, Sonic here from T2G and welcome back. So today, I'm here with another helminth video, and you guessed it, I'm using dispensary again. I swear, I'm gonna start making some builds where I'm not using dispensary. But today, I'm making a build on this for a very specific purpose. I found that Valkyr can stay in her fourth... If you don't know, let me get some energy here real quick. Valkyr's fourth ability makes her invincible for the entire drain of it. Now granted, this build wouldn't exactly work against Corpus, because, well, I mean it would if you're using like the Ignis, you just spray them and then go back to invincibility. Just their nullify bubbles, and this build will not work against Infested, but again, who cares about Infested when you can just run a better build? Which is like a Warcry build, which this is not a Warcry build, this is a Hysteria build. So, how does this build work? Well, you see, Hysteria is going down pretty quickly. But, you see that? You pick up the health orbs, and your energy goes up faster than it can get consumed. Like, all this really requires is equilibrium, and prime flow, and like a duration mod. This is all this requires, is 3 mods. Equilibrium, prime flow, and a duration mod for dispensary. And let's look at this. I'm invincible, I'm at the maximum amount of energy drain a second, and my energy just isn't going, and this thing literally, this is literally, the way to ever run out is with an energy leech. Or, well, even energy leeches, this thing would probably beat them. So, I mean, it's pretty insane. Just being able to constantly have your Hysteria out. Don't believe me? Well, let's bring in some corrupted heavy gunners here. Cast Hysteria. Cast Dispensary. And go kill some people. Now, granted, my Valkyr's talons aren't really built ideally, so they're not going to be that great. All you gotta do is run a health mod on your... You have Vulpifila, so they don't die, so you can constantly pick up those health orbs with Synth Fiber. But yeah, all you gotta do is just... I mean, this isn't even the ideal build that you'd be running. I mean, you'd ideally be running a status, too. But I'm not even running status, so do that. It can't even damage me, and I put heat procs. Might want to use Cuba Nuke for. It's just insane. You just kill them instantly. And if they do damage to your shields, well, you're almost gonna die, but whatever. Yeah, your Vulpifila might go down a little bit. Yeah, the fun thing about this build is, you can always just cast Dispensary at pretty much any time. And just, like, go out. Remember, I will say, once your animal dies, that is the point when this build stops working, but that can always be fixed with some mods. But once he respawns, this should, yep, it'll pick it up, and then I'll start just regaining my energy like crazy. Like so. You are literally unkillable with this build. And it's hilarious. Because, like, you just can't die. Like, Hysteria never runs out. And even against and the only enemies would be super weak against is Infested, but then again, you can just put on your other build, which would be preferably a Warcry build, this is what I normally run. This build right here. And then you just take a good melee weapon. Let's say, what's something everyone has? Everyone's going to get the Paracesis at one point, so let's just run this with a good crit build. This is... You rename that config eventually. Run the Paracesis with a good crit build. Get some energy. I put Dispensary on this too. If you run into Infested, you're not going to have much trouble at all. Like, again, Infested are super easy. Just cast Warcry, then jump down and just kill them. Like, literally. That's all you have to do. And if you're low on health, well, you can't really cast that, but your Vulpifila will hit them and hit you. So, you literally don't have to worry about Infested. They're super weak, super easy to kill. You get with weapons that everyone has, so just don't worry about it. So yeah, this build works real well against pretty much everything. But this build is gimmicky, but it's also pretty good. Can people stop messaging me? Alright, so yep, this is the build. Let me explain how it works. So that adds melee damage. You're probably going to need that for this. Again, run a better build than I'm running for my Valkyr Talons. This is pretty terrible. Again, I need to put some more status mods on here. But, yeah. It's pretty terrible, but it works. Again, probably going to put, it's got high, that's why I don't run viral on this. I'll probably switch out these for the 60/60s and get me some more elemental, but whatever. Again, it doesn't really matter. I guess you're not really going to be taking this against super high levels, but whatever. So vitality for more health. You don't really have to run this, but it's optional. Adaptation, that's for your shields whenever you go to fire something with like a nuke or just proc them with status. Strength, you need the strength for your hysteria damage and the extra drop chance from this, which is at 43%. Narrow-minded for duration, prime continuity for duration. Both these are needed just to max out the duration. Equilibrium is one of the most needed mods in this build. Prime Flow is also really needed, and Intensify for more strength. The only three mods you really need are Narrow-minded, Equilibrium, and Prime Flow, but it's better to run all these other mods. Aside from this, you don't really need this, but it's up to you. I think everything worked out really well. Again, I'm actually going to switch this thing out for Karnus Carapace here. It's going to have less health, but it's also going to give some armor, which will boost that up to 78% damage reduction. So, you can really run whatever you want. It doesn't matter, but, like, it's a decent build. Again, I'd prefer to run just a Warcry build, but, you know, that's just how the build works. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it informative. This pretty overpowered build here. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button, and if you're new, make sure to subscribe. I post content every now and then. And, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Saharonica, out.